Hi, and welcome to the Learning Reading Hub. So, one of the most common questions I get is what's the right order to teach phonics? And the truth is that there isn't something like just the right order. There's not a set in stone order or a set in stone sequence that everyone must follow, or otherwise your child won't learn to read. Fortunately, that is not how it works. However, don't think either that the order can be completely random. You need a sequence that builds on top of what you've previously taught your child, so step by step, that is logical and makes sense and doesn't leave gaps. So there are many valid sequences, okay? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through my phonics scope and sequence. And this is, by the way, a clip from a longer video in the channel where I explain the thinking behind this sequence and the criteria I used to design it. If you'd like to learn more about that, you'll find the link to that other video in the video description. And now, without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so this is our phonics sequence. As you can see, step number 1 is to develop phonological and phonemic awareness, as we've discussed before. Step number 2 is letter recognition, letter sounds, letter naming. And these are skills that we normally develop or start to develop in preschool and kindergarten. Then we move on to start teaching consonant and vowel sounds, short vowel sounds. This is a suggested order for consonants, but you also need to start teaching some short vowels after a few consonants, so children can start reading simple CVC words. This is especially important with school-age students, as we want them reading as soon as possible, and they are not going to be able to do that unless they know some vowels. By the way, regarding the vowels, a very common approach is to actually interchange the order of E and I. So you teach A, I, E, O, U. You could do that, or you could just teach them A, E, I, O, U. This is not so important in my opinion, but remember, coming back to what we were saying before about introducing a few vowels in between the consonants, you could maybe introduce st and then a, p, m, and then e or I, depends on what you want to do, etc. Okay, so after decoding simple CVC words, we want to move on, and practicing a lot, by the way, we want to move on to gaining mastery at reading CCVC and CVCC words, and even CCVCC words. Okay, I'll give you a few examples. Words like crab, flip, flop, skip, jump. These are all words that have this sort of a structure. You may have heard of these words as words containing consonant blends. So, for instance, in the words I've just mentioned, crab, C and R form what is called a blend. Okay, moving on, it's time for basic consonant digraphs such as ch, sh, v, f, k, n, etc. You could interchange this step with the previous one if you wanted to as well, but in my opinion, it's better to get children reading at least CCVC words before teaching consonant digraphs. Why? Well, because this is going to make them masters at blending, which is what we want, that skill becomes second nature, okay? And also because we need to introduce the tricky concept of two letters teaming up to make one sound, and that actually requires rethinking about what we've learned so far, maybe applying specific strategies to actually tackle these and understand these. So another thing is to make sure that you go little by little, always move on gradually and introduce review. And if you're wondering when is this normally taught, when is this normally mastered, well, in kindergarten to first grade, okay? However, please take the grade levels as suggestions only. I don't know the specific needs your student has. I don't know if you need to stick to a specific syllabus either. Okay, next. magicy, bossy, magically, so many names. If you've heard of other names, please tell me in the comments. Basically, as you may already know, what happens in these words is that the finally is dropped and the preceding vowel say its name instead of its short sound. So we read these: make, Pete, time, hope, mute. Okay, let's carry on. And by the way, if you notice a different look, I'm wearing different clothes, well, you're not crazy. Something came up while recording. Well, actually what happened is that my computer ran out of memory while recording, so I had to stop it. I had to delete a ton of files, and it just got too late. So today is a brand new day, and fingers crossed it won't happen again. Let's try to go fast. Remember that in any case, you've got a link to this document in the video description. So let's continue. Then we have all of these things that are normally taught in first grade. The floss rule, learning the spelling rules, because we've already learned how to read words with double consonants. Some long vowel patterns, such as words ending in ILD, mild and child, IND, mind or find, OLD, old or cold, OLT, bold or cold, and OST, most or host. Words ending in all is next, such as all, small, tall. Then we have more digraphs with silent letters in them, such as the GH digraph, WR digraph, and the MB digraph. We move on to simple one open syllable words, such as he, me, or so. Sorry, from now on I think I'm just gonna name the concepts. I cannot really extend of each one of them because, oh my god, I could be talking for hours and hours. But if you want to know more, dig on something specifically, I recommend you browse the Learning Reading Hub YouTube channel. In our videos, we have covered many of the concepts listed here. I also highly recommend that you use this scope and sequence in conjunction with my guide, How to Teach a Child to Read from Scratch, step by step. It's also available for Kindle users on Amazon. It's really affordable. Sorry, I don't want to give you a specific price because I don't know when you're going to be watching this video. Anyway, moving on. Two-syllable words with two closed syllables, such as the words picnic or laptop, is next. We move on to two-syllable words with an open syllable first and a closed syllable second, or with a closed syllable first and an open syllable second. In other words, at this point, we are learning how to read more challenging multi-syllable words. We're also learning how to divide syllables and how this has an effect on how we read the vowels in these syllables. Next is the rules for soft G and hard G. The rules for soft G and hard G. We move on to more digraphs with silent letters in them, more specifically the TCH digraph and the DGE digraph. Basic R control syllables, R, or, and we move on to vowel themes. Long vowel sound on Y ending words, cry, buy. Other vowel themes, other digraphs with silent letters, KN as in no, GN as in gnome. More vowel themes. Maybe the concepts that we're going to see from here are more for second grade or even third grade, but again, adjust these to your child's or student's needs. Okay, so what is next? The OE vowel theme, words ending in CK. It could be a good time to introduce and explain this spelling rule, even though I say here optional, because I know this sequence could be used by many people that only want to focus on reading at this particular time. Then we have the W effect on the letter A. We have it in words such as want or wasp or even want. The ed suffix. As you may already know, we have 3 different sounds for this suffix, and this is one of those very reliable rules that we want to teach our kids. Then we move on to all ending words, as in marble or table. Advanced digraphs, the GH digraph and the PH digraph for the F sound. More complex are controlled syllables. More advanced digraphs, TION ending words. Motion, emotion, TURE ending words. Nature, future, CIAL ending words. Crucial, social. Less common vowel themes. Learning that the letter S can make the S sound in some words, as in as, is, use, the ing suffix, and you could explain the rules for when to double the consonant when we are adding this suffix. TIEV ending words, active, native, positive, negative, and this is where it finishes. This sequence takes you more or less to 2nd grade level. Again, take the grade levels with a pinch of salt. They are suggestions only. After this, you want to focus on more prefixes and suffixes, compound words, and of course, improving spelling and writing. Remember as well, you can download this scope and sequence for free. All the details are on the video description. And finally, as I said before, all scopes and sequences are slightly different. At the end of the day, they all have their own logic, and that's what really matters, that there's a logic behind them, that you do not leave gaps, concepts unexplained, that you do not jump from simple to complicated, and that you introduce things very gradually. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to browse our channel and subscribe for more content like this one. Thank you for watching.